It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I want to thank Tommy for today's beer. Tommy in Finland. This is Mallassepät. Love this brewery. Big, strong, hammering malt. Yeah, it reminds me of Thor. It reminds me of, Conan the Barbarian. This is Mallassepat Brewery's Citra Mosaic New England IPA, coming in at 6.4% ABV. Oh, it should have been drunk on the 30th of the 10th, 2022. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, that's right. It was brewed on the 29th of the 9th, 2022. And it was released on the 30th of the 10th, 2022. I believe so anyway. It's not in English, so if anybody's watching from Finland, is that small date, that 1 month window, is that a drink by date? To drink that in between that month? I mean, I totally understand if they're going to put wonderful Citra and Mosaic in and they want you to drink this beer at its absolute peak performance, then that's absolutely fine. But it's a very small window, isn't it, to drink a beer? What I'm going to say is today's date is something like the 14th, Monday the 14th of November. So if it is to be drunk on the 30th of October, then we're 2 weeks outside of that window as of me reviewing this beer today. At least that's how I've kind of gauged it. That's how I've kind of worked it out in my own mind. It might be it is definitely in a different language. It's in the wonderful language of Finland. But what I'm trying to say here is it should still be okay. It should still be really okay. I mean, look at it. I'm getting excited just by looking at it. 500 milliliter can, 6.4% ABV, 4-finger creamy white head, lovely hazy straw coloured beer, good levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass, swirling that beer around in the glass. Wonderful. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, it just smells incredible. Tangerine, mango, grapefruit. I went into the review really excited, especially when I poured it. But getting my nose into the beer, say my shoulders were like this, getting my nose into the beer just made me, just relax. And yeah, that smells really good. Really good. It's just grapefruits and mango heaven. Should we dive into this one? Cheers, Tommy. Cheers, everybody else. Oh, rich and creamy, drinkable, lovely amount of carbonation, mango, and I'm going to say it anyway. It almost made me go, ooh, this is a little mentally, but it's not mentally. The moment mentally come into my brain, it went again. It disappeared again. Oh, there's something really unusual about this beer. Unusual, but lovely. Well, I mean, look at this. It's can conditioned. Look at the. Can you see the yeast now in the bottom of the glass? Can you see the difference now? Now I've got the rest of the beer in the glass. That could make a massive difference to this beer. It really could. You can see that. Oh, you can see the yeast and the sediment slowly making its way to the bottom of the glass. But what you can also see is the beer is dramatically. It almost looks like it's got an extra coat on. It's got an extra layer of that creaminess. It's definitely changed colour a little bit. It looks more oaty. But what really impresses me about the beer is the head retention. Look at that head retention on that beer. It looks incredible. Yeah, that's more like it. That's much more like it. Oh, it smells really good. Loads of passion fruit and mango. There's a certain... Let me put that beer down. There's so many hops added to this beer, but they've all been added to the fermenter. It's all more or less like there's nothing gone into the boil. Now, what I would like to say on that is I think you can't throw a load of hops in a fermenter and just get flavour. There's got to be a feeling as well. There's a certain kind of feeling in the mouth with the amount of hops in the beer. Yes, you get your passion fruit and your mango and your orange peel and your grapefruit, but there's a certain kind of sharpness there that's accompanying all of those hops. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's not sour, but it's more sharp. It's more of a tingling, buzzing feeling on the mouth. Now, if I'm honest, and I think it's the way to go with these beers, although I love these beers, I love the look of them, I love the lacing, I love the feel of it, the aroma is incredible. Personally, I would put a handful of hops, maybe 5% of the whole hops used of the brew. I'd put them in the boil kettle. I would just get a little bit of bitterness, just a little bit of bitterness into the beer, just to offset that sweetness from the malt to begin with. And then that, I think sharpness is the wrong word. Right now, it's almost like a little bit of a hop burn, or basically what you're tasting is whatever the hops are not giving out in flavour. Whatever the hops, say they're not giving out kind of, or they're giving out all the mango, all the passion fruit. Once all that is done, you're then left with this kind of slightly dry, slightly sharp, a little bit of burn from the alcohol. Whereas it's very difficult to gauge what all of that is. But again, if they put a few hops in the boil kettle and they added a little bit of bitterness, that would balance off the sweetness, and that would get rid of that, like, it's like a small void at the end of the taste, which is very difficult to explain. You're definitely getting something. It's not bitterness. It's like a weird, sharp, dry warming of the hops and the alcohol in the beer. Whereas if it was bitterness, you would just be able to close that part off in your mind and just say, yeah, there's a little bit of bitterness there. And you may not want to concentrate on whatever else is going on in the background. Because for all these beers worth, where they're trying to get all the flavour in the middle, they're trying to reduce sweetness, they're trying to reduce bitterness, they're trying to give you just like pineapple, mango, passion fruit, out of hops, but they're trying to give it all to you in the middle of the beer. You're going to get something at the start and you're going to get something at the end. But whether you understand what that is another matter. You could get rid of all of that by just putting a little bit of bitterness in there. But a lovely beer, a really lovely beer. Not much to say, nothing on the back of the can. I'm a big fan of this brewer. Big fan of this brewer. Citra Mosaic, New England IPA, 6.4% ABV. Mallassepat in Finland, let's rate it. I like this beer enough to give it a Stone the Crows. After all of that kind of speech and all of that kind of blah, 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 I'm still going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Excellent beer. But I think if it was a little bit of bitterness in there, I'd be giving it a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.